Mitchell from LMC, and I am here at the What's Next Boomer Summit 2017. We're here in Chicago, and I'm with my good friends, Clint and Darren. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having us. Thanks for having us.
So tell me a little bit. I've known you for a long time, and you have a new venture now. I knew you back in the Qualcomm days. And what are we doing now?
We are developing easy-to-connect, high-quality medical devices.
Okay.
So the basic health devices that go in chronic care kits, independent living kits, blood pressure, weight, and activity. So we took a communications perspective with this, which is that for years, even when I was at Qualcomm Life, it was difficult to connect devices. The Bluetooth standards were all everyone implemented them slightly differently. So while I was at Qualcomm, I was chairman of the world's only standards group called Continua. So I started a new company. We went to all of the specs. We went to Bluetooth SIG, Continua, IEEE, and compiled a very easy-to-use, tightly integrated Bluetooth spec. And we used that standard on the blood pressure cuff, weight scale, and activity bracelet. So we're very easy to connect. Your OpEx goes way down because it takes engineers very little time to implement these. And we've implemented across iOS, across Android. We're on set-top boxes. We're also on PERS devices. And what we do is we stress test these protocols and the devices all across Android from 4.4 to 7.0 across a multitude of phones so that when our customers get them, they can integrate them very easily. And the other idea is that they're inexpensive. And part of, I think, the problem in this industry is that devices have been inexpensive and each one takes a different level of effort to integrate. So we wanted all of ours to be inexpensive, affordable, one set of devices, blood pressure, weight, and activity bracelets that could be implemented in these kits.
And so what I find fascinating about that is the activity, which you're wearing, right?
We both have, yes.
Okay. So I think that is such a missing thing, especially in senior care, because what's happening is when I think of activity from my grand care days, I think of activity sensors that are detecting whether you moved in front of it, but not a wearable. And now that wearables are sort of all the rage, and that's kind of sleek and easy to wear and to use, that's sort of what I feel like people are trying to track. Post-acute care, post-hospitalization. I want to know my mom's blood pressure. I want to know this. I want to know if she's eating, but I also want to know if she's moving around, or maybe moving too much, right?
Yeah, activity is one of the basic measures of health. It doesn't matter who you are. If it's us, what does our average activity go through per week? But what we found, though, is that it should not be expensive. So all of these devices are under $60 at scale. And so from that perspective, we think activity is very important, and we don't want to make it expensive and hard to integrate. We want people to easily be able to integrate it because it is such a great measure of health. And activity is medicine. When you move more, no matter who it is, increased activity has been shown over and over to improve health. And we wanted to make it an easy to integrate component in our platform.
And your pricing, I mean, that's, and I haven't been out there lately, I mean, in the last year, but that's less than half of what some of the competitors are charging. How are you able to do that? Is it just finding a good source, or is it a distribution model? Or?
It's our partnership model in supply chain. So we find great partners in ODM partners that make the devices. We have an engineering team, virtual engineering team that helps us write the protocols. We go directly to those partners, and we have warehousing also with partners that will actually do other products that help us defray the costs. But we have world-class products with world-class interfaces and protocols that allows us to do this.
And so Darren is here from Veridian Healthcare. So what is the relationship between Veridian and IndieHealth? Is it all one and the same?
We're separate, but Veridian's specialty is to help companies develop private label devices.
Got it. Okay.
So if you go to a CVS or a Walgreens, you see a non-connected, non-Bluetooth, it's probably these guys.
Okay,
and so they're the ones who helped me get to market with our product, and we're able to help work with the vendors because they've been doing this for many years. Veridian is actually one of the country's leading pioneers in digital blood pressure. Before anyone thought that digital blood pressure could be real 20 years ago, these guys were already in the market. So it's a great partnership.
And I can even just imagine with your experience, the M10 experience that you've had, and the Continua experience, and the standards, and then the distribution, it sounds like a perfect...
We have world-class partners.
Yeah.
And that's really the key.
So where are you guys? Tell me about some, who are your customers? Who are you working with?
Working with Grand Care. That's one of our first customers. And then our other first customer was here, Great Call.
Awesome, yeah.
So Great Call has a wonderful installed base of independent seniors. And we integrated, they were one of our first integrations with their SOS PERS button.
Oh, great,
so
they're 5-star.
The 5-star. So that has no interface. It's a PERS button, SOS, with Bluetooth in it.
Nice.
So our protocols are so well defined and easy to integrate that they were able to do that on that device. That was our first customer.
So as we close out the interview, I just want to share one thing about Clint is that I spoke with him on a panel probably 5-6 years ago, and I think it was at CEDIA maybe.
Yes.
And one of my favorite quotes that you said, and you just said it during your panel, and I don't know if you said it yourself or you were quoting somebody else, but you said, we know more about our cars than our bodies. And what's so fascinating to me is that we're coming around to the fact that we're starting to know about our bodies. You were saying, like, from the dashboard of the car, you can see the fuel level, you can see, your mileage, you can see your tire pressure, and, about our bodies, we really don't know internally what's happening, but that's all sort of changing now, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, and it sounds like IndieHealth is really making that happen. So thanks so much for joining me today. Clinton and Darren, this is Laura Mitchell reporting to you live from the What's Next Boomer Summit.